Hi, I'm Jennifer Michelle Altis.
And I'm Christiana Stevie, and we will be talking to you all about the importance of public prayer being allowed in schools. Now, if you would all bow your heads and close your eyes.
Excuse me, you're not allowed to be doing that in class.
Think back to high school. Do you remember See You at the Pole Day? Well, according to Freedom from Religion Foundation, in their article, See You at the Flagpole Prayer Gatherings, students meet at their school's outdoor flagpole to pray before classes begin on the fourth Wednesday of September. On this day, Christians throughout the United States come together at their school's flagpole to pray and worship together. Although this movement was started to be a form of any religious expression, this constitutional right has been argued and debated throughout public schools across the nation. Jennifer and I are both Christians and have attended prayer meetings at our public schools in the past. But we have also experienced the contrast of the way that prayer is used in a private school setting. In the United States, there has been a form of discrimination placed upon those who attempt to express their religion throughout prayer publicly. There are a couple of major issues that prevent many individuals from expressing their constitutional right of religious freedom. These issues are caused by the concern of religion being imposed on the students. There have been many attempts at creating a plausible solution that will satisfy the public in regards to prayer being allowed in schools.
One of the problems with prayer being allowed in public schools is that there's a blurred line between religion being pushed upon the students and it being a constitutional right. The freedoms of speech and religion that are protected by the government are highly debated in today's age. Studies show that spirituality and religion in America are slowly decreasing over time, and people are becoming more and more skeptical towards the idea of supernatural beliefs. Because of this decline, some people have become apathetic towards prayer and other forms of worship and neglect to recognize them as religious freedoms. Another problem that has arisen with school prayer is the barrier between expressing one's personal religion at school and the social acceptability that comes along with it. Though every person holds their own set of beliefs and practices, some people don't want others to sway them towards another religion, especially in a school environment. This unwelcomeness can in turn become offensive to some and lead them to take action. One thing that both sides can agree on in this ongoing debate is the fact that the beliefs of the opposing side will cause an intolerance among students.
The negative connotation placed on religion and prayer are most likely the biggest problems when understanding the issue of public prayer in schools. The numbers for those who are for religious liberties and expression in schools are slowly decreasing. A study regarding the nation's support for such prayer states 3/4 of Americans, which is 75%, support allowing students to say prayers at school graduation ceremonies, down slightly from 83% in 1999. This debate is highly related to the underlying beliefs and religiosity of the American people. The amount of support differs majorly between those who rarely or never go to church and those who attend church regularly. As you would imagine, Americans who identify with no religion are the most likely group to disfavor allowing public prayer in schools. It is widely known among all religious groups that it is looked down upon when one demonstrates a public display of their beliefs. For young minds, bullying as a result of their public display of prayer and other religious practices is an imperative factor in their upbringing. When a child is taught one thing at home and then to hide it at school, it is detrimental to their moldable mind and thoughts on their own personal beliefs. It is a violation of these students' and teachers' rights of religious expression to not allow public prayer in schools. But where the line becomes blurry is when they must differentiate between the difference of religious expression and pushing their beliefs on others. This dance between what is perceived as right versus wrong has caused effects for both sides of this debate.
Because the main issue of prayer being allowed in public schools is distinguishing the difference between the individual's freedom and the inclusion of the school itself, the solution is most likely found in where that boundary lies. In the year 2000, because a school spokesman recited prayers before each football game, a court case arose and challenged the use of such prayer in a school environment. The court case was dismissed, and the court ruled that the prayer was allowed as long as it was a non-sectarian, non-proselytizing prayer. Most public schools nowadays use the same policy in that such prayers, if given in a school-sanctioned event, must not relate to a specific religious sect or induce someone to convert to a specific faith. Another very important factor when discussing this topic would be understanding that the Constitution protects and classifies religious expressions as inalienable rights under the First Amendment. In fact, in 2020, President Trump enacted an executive order that ensured protection over prayer in public school setting. Though this could potentially only be a temporary reform, the president has taken steps to secure the religious freedoms for the youth of the nation. With all different religions and form of worship in today's culture, finding a solution to satisfy everyone while still providing religious freedoms is much needed. Schools have done an adequate job in easing the tension between the opposing sides. However, the problem still remains. As citizens of the United States, it is our responsibility to protect the freedoms laid out for us in the Constitution and stand up for public prayer, while still respecting the social boundaries others have for their own denominations and beliefs. The intolerance placed on those who attempt to display their expression of public prayer in schools has been argued for some time now. Over the years, there have been multiple attempts to address the issue of prayer in schools, yet the conversation is still being debated. Not only is taking away the freedom of religious expression a violation of one's constitutional rights, but it is harsh on the young and impressionable minds of students attending public schools. Thank you for listening.